Iga Swiatek opens up after shock China Open defeat to Emma Navarro for much of 2025. Iga Swiatek has been the standard of consistency and dominance on the WTA Tour. Titles, streaks, and relentless shot-making have defined her season. But in Beijing, on one of the sport's biggest stages, she encountered a rare collapse, undone by her own errors and the composure of an opponent seizing the opportunity. The world number 2 fell to America's Emma Navarro in the fourth round of the China Open, 4-6, 6-4, 0-6, in a match that shocked fans and left Swiatek with more questions than answers. It wasn't Navarro's ranking or reputation that made the results so startling, but the sheer nature of the performance. Swiatek produced 70 unforced errors, a tally far removed from her usual precision. Coming into the match, Swiatek was on a 6-match winning streak, fresh off a title in Seoul. Confidence was high, and the form suggested another deep run was on the cards. But from the opening games, something fell off. "I just played badly today," Swiatek was honest in her post-match press conference, offering no excuses. "Today definitely wasn't the most positive day," she admitted. "I'm not injured. I just played bad. In the second set, I managed to work on some things. But in the third, the mistakes I'd been making earlier came back. I knew what I was doing wrong, but I couldn't stop repeating it." That inability to adjust became the defining theme of the contest. Swiatek described a mental block where recognition of her flaws did not translate into solutions. "I was stuck in doing it wrong rather than solving it," she said. "That made me more nervous. I had too many emotions, and it left me without the space in my head to problem solve. Honestly, nothing felt like it was working." The challenge of rhythm even in her difficult moments, Swiatek has often found ways to recalibrate, making subtle adjustments to claw back control. Against Navarro, glimpses of that resilience came in the second set, but they quickly faded. "There were a few games where I adjusted, moved better, and found a rhythm," she explained. "But then it stopped again. In the end, it came down to small details, making one extra ball, choosing safer options. In the first set, I didn't, and those decisions cost me." A demanding calendar. The defeat also comes at a time when conversations around player fatigue and the intensity of the tennis schedule are louder than ever. Both Carlos Alcaraz and Coco Gauff had voiced concerns about the demands of the calendar during the same week in Beijing. Swiatek, who has been vocal about the issue in the past, chose not to revisit it in detail. "The season is intense, for sure," she said. "But I've been talking about it for a long time. I don't think it makes sense to repeat myself now." The mental battle of the season's end for many players. The closing stretch of the year brings a complicated mix of urgency and exhaustion. With the finish line in sight, focus can easily drift. Swiatek acknowledged the challenge of staying mentally sharp. "Of course you see the finish line, but that doesn't make things easier," she reflected. "You still have to focus on what's happening now, and that's super hard at this point in the season. Everyone wants to reach the end, but the important thing is to stay in it. That's not easy, but it's what I'm trying to do." Eyes on Wuhan. Despite the disappointment in Beijing, Swiatek isn't dwelling on the defeat. Her attention has already shifted to her next challenge, the Wuhan Open, where she will make her tournament debut. "There are some specific things I want to improve over the next few days," she said. "I've never been to Wuhan, so it'll be interesting to see the site and the courts. The tournament is shorter, which is good. No matter if you win or lose, you can keep a rhythm and move on. I'll just focus on practicing, work on my game, and be ready for the first match." A rare stumble, but not a derailment for a player who has spent much of her career redefining standards of consistency. The loss to Navarro is a reminder of the sport's unpredictability. Even the best are not immune to off days, nerves, and the spiraling effect of errors. But as Swiatek emphasized, one defeat does not erase months of success or the potential for a strong finish to the season. If anything, her candid self-assessment highlighted the mindset that has made her a 4-time Grand Slam champion. Brutal honesty, a willingness to confront her weaknesses, and an immediate drive to move forward. Swiatek leaves Beijing with frustration but also with clarity. And as the tour heads to Wuhan, few would bet against her using this stumble as fuel to reassert her dominance.